Prepare to stare, unveiling the shadows of fear on Fear Files.
The days turned into weeks, and the initial excitement of their adventure slowly faded into the routine of everyday life. The town of Ashwood returned to its quiet existence, but for Alex, Sarah, Lisa, and Mark, the memory of the Whispering Woods and its secrets lingered. The stone Sarah had found continued to intrigue them, its cryptic symbols and warm presence a constant reminder of the forest's unresolved mysteries. One evening, as the group gathered at Sarah's house, a sense of restlessness filled the air. The stone sat on the coffee table, its symbols glowing faintly in the dim light. Alex stared at it, his mind racing with unanswered questions. "We need to go back," he said finally, breaking the silence. "There's more to this than we realized. The forest still has secrets, and I think it's up to us to uncover them." The others nodded in agreement, their own curiosity and sense of duty driving them forward. They had faced their fears and survived the trials of the spirit realm, but now they were ready to confront the deeper mysteries of the Whispering Woods. Early the next morning, they set out for the forest once more, their hearts filled with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden glow over the landscape. The forest, now free of its dark whispers, seemed almost welcoming. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the familiar sights and sounds brought a sense of both comfort and unease. They followed the path to the ancient tree where they had freed Jacob Fisher's spirit. The tree stood tall and silent, its gnarled branches stretching toward the sky. Sarah took out the stone and held it up to the tree. To their astonishment, the symbols on the stone began to glow brighter, and the tree responded with a faint hum, as if acknowledging their presence. "This stone is a key," Sarah said, her voice filled with awe. "It's connected to the forest somehow. We need to find out what it unlocks." They continued their journey, following the faint hum that seemed to guide them deeper into the forest. The landscape began to change, the trees growing denser, and the air thicker with an ancient energy. It was as if they were stepping into a different world, a place where the past and present intertwined. As they walked, they noticed carvings on the trees, similar to the symbols on the stone. They traced their fingers over the intricate designs, feeling a sense of connection to the people who had come before them. The path led them to a clearing they had never seen before, dominated by a large stone structure covered in moss and vines. It looked like an ancient altar, its surface etched with symbols that matched those on the stone. "This must be it," Alex said, his voice reverent. "The source of the forest's power." Sarah placed the stone on the altar, and the symbols began to glow with an intense light. The ground beneath them trembled, and a low rumble echoed through the clearing. The altar seemed to come to life, its ancient mechanisms unlocking. A hidden compartment opened, revealing a set of scrolls and artifacts that looked centuries old. The group gathered around, their eyes wide with wonder. "These must be the records of the original settlers," Lisa said, carefully unrolling one of the scrolls. "Maybe they'll explain what happened here." As they examined the scrolls, they discovered the story of the forest's dark past. The settlers had performed a ritual to protect their land, but something had gone terribly wrong. They had inadvertently bound Jacob Fisher's spirit to the forest, creating the curse that had plagued Ashwood for generations. The scrolls also contained detailed instructions for a counter-ritual, more complex than the one they had performed to free Jacob. This ritual required not just the stone, but also several other artifacts that had been scattered throughout the forest. "We need to find these artifacts," Mark said, his eyes scanning the ancient text. "It's the only way to ensure the curse is completely lifted." Their determination renewed, the group set off in search of the artifacts. The forest seemed to guide them, the path unfolding before them, as if it had been waiting for this moment. They found the first artifact, an intricately carved amulet in a hidden grove, its energy resonating with the stone they carried. The second artifact, a ceremonial dagger, was buried beneath the roots of a massive oak tree. As they unearthed it, the forest seemed to whisper in approval, the energy around them growing stronger. The final artifact, a small, ornate box, was hidden in a cave at the edge of the forest. Inside the box was a vial of shimmering liquid, its purpose unclear, but its importance undeniable. With the artifacts in hand, they returned to the ancient altar. The air was thick with anticipation, and the forest seemed to hold its breath. Sarah placed the artifacts on the altar, following the instructions on the scroll. As she began the ritual, the symbols on the stone and the artifacts glowed with a brilliant light. The ground shook, and a powerful force surged through the clearing. The forest responded, its energy converging on the altar. The light grew brighter, enveloping them in its warmth. They felt a connection to the forest, to the settlers who had come before them, and to each other. The ritual reached its climax, and a blinding flash of light erupted from the altar, spreading through the forest. When the light faded, the clearing was silent. The artifacts lay still, their energy spent. The forest, once shrouded in darkness, now felt vibrant and alive. The curse was finally, truly lifted. Exhausted but elated, the group stood in awe of what they had accomplished. They had not only freed Jacob Fisher's spirit, but also restored the balance of the Whispering Woods. The forest was at peace, and so were they. As they made their way back to Ashwood, the sun setting behind them, they knew their journey was far from over. The forest had many more secrets to reveal, and they were now its guardians, bound by their shared experiences and the promise of new adventures. The Whispering Woods had become a part of them, and they, a part of it. Their bond, forged in the crucible of fear and triumph, would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. And as they left the forest behind, they knew they were ready for whatever the future held. Thank you for braving the unknown with us. Until next time, stay haunted.